Hi, welcome to Tara Talkies. This is Tara Sahota, and I'm here, with some more information on Selbin writing task 2 specifically, because I've been receiving lots of requests on making a video on writing task 2. I've already made few videos on writing, like few tips for generally for writing, and also have uploaded a video for writing task 1, which I see that many of you are getting benefit of. But I have received lots of emails and messages in my inbox that you want me to make a video for writing task 2. Besides that, I see many people have lots of questions between the length of both tasks, writing task 1 and writing task 2. So let me give you clarity of what they want you to and how many words they want you to write. I mean, this information is a basic information available on Touchstone website in their handbooks as well. If you're not able to locate that still, let me just help you and guide you through that first, and then we will focus on writing task 2. Okay, so let me just share my screen with you here. Okay, so this is the handbook, and this gives you around 3 examples, as you can see here. And underneath every example, so this is writing task 1, which is writing a narrative report or an incident report, which I've already shared with you. Now, this clearly states here that your response should be between 250 and 300 words. So that means you should not exceed beyond 300. Reason is that you have limited time. So that's one of the things that I would definitely ask you to look at. Do not focus exactly on, length of your paragraphs. Of course, that is important to some extent, but please pay more attention to the clarity of your writing. So how well you will have organized your written task, that is more important, whether what they're asking you is clear or not. I've already shared this information with you that who, how, like all the W's has to be answered, what, where, when, with whom. So if all those questions are being answered, there is a clarity, your chronological order is correct, the reader is able to understand, or examiner is able to understand what you're trying to say here about the incident. There is some story attached with that report. See, in written report, they're giving you everything: time, date, hospital, type of injury that has happened, name of the patient, what was the contributing factors, what vital signs you have recorded. Every single detail is actually given. You just have to add some creative story to it. That's the only thing you're supposed to do. Of course, you have to be careful for your grammar. You have to be careful that you link your events to create a coherent narration. So that is what is important here. And yes, your response should be between 250 and 300 words. They have given you time for both tasks around 40 minutes. So 20 minutes you can divide for each among task 1 and task 2. Make sure that you practice this whenever you're writing and you're practicing it in time yourself, and type it, do not write it, because that will make a huge difference when you're actually going to do it in an exam. So make sure that you're not writing it and you are actually typing it. That is going to help you. And when you're practicing this in your Word document, your Microsoft Word always gives you a number of words underneath. I'll show you that in a short while as well. So you literally don't have to count the words, but also please do have your demo classes with Touchstone, because they are offering, they're now offering a demo class for speaking also. So make use of that before your exam. If you want to just get through how the exam will look like, because I know there's a lot of anxiety because it's going to be online, you're sitting at your home, there is nobody like actually there available that you can go and ask help for, but this is going to help you, and we will have an ease to understand the technicalities of the actual exam. So better is that you book your demo class with Touchstone. There is some extra fee for that, so you can book it on their website. You can book it for speaking also now. I think they didn't do speaking before, but I think speaking is available right now. So you can do that as well. And also for both your, all three of your like listening, reading, and writing. So you can do all together. So that will like at least help you to have some, you know, more information on how exactly the exam will look like. So definitely the word length for this is task 1, which is narration, incident report. It has to be 250 and 300 words. Make sure that you use complete sentences and a paragraph format. So basically they want you to write 3 paragraphs, and this is for both tasks, task 1 and task 2. First paragraph is always your introduction in narration and in the article writing or a letter writing as well. So whenever you're writing anything, your first paragraph shows for what, regarding what you are writing that thing. So the reader will be able to have like a glimpse of something that he or she is going to read through your letter or your narration. So you're writing like a short introduction about what you're going to write in the whole you know, paragraphs or in the whole letter and the narration report. So first paragraph is always introduction, and second paragraph would most likely be the main body of your writing. The last would always be your conclusion. Do not leave your letter or your narration without, you know, giving it a conclusion, like what has happened at the end, what is the conclusion at the end of your writing task 2, so that will help you to score better. So make sure that you always write an introduction and you always write your conclusion. I've also shared this information in my previous videos that you can use words like to conclude, to summarize. So these kind of words, these kind of transition words help the reader to understand what you're trying to write there. So make use of those strategies. Try to use transition words, coherence, that's very important. Like firstly, secondly, you know, so these kind of words are important to use, and you can use them in the middle paragraph. In the starting, you can use to start with, I'm writing about this. So such kind of words when you're using, that helps the reader to actually follow what you're trying to say. And these are going to build up a nice flow in your writing. So make sure that you take care of all of this. Okay, and if you want to know more about writing task 1, please go back to my other video for writing task 1, and you can know that in detail, because this video is not about writing task 1, but I just wanted to kind of throw a light on both of them together if anyone is watching this video for the first time. And then comes our second task, which is, right, so this is all the information is available in their handbook, so you can download, you can buy this material from Touchstone actually. Okay, so part 2, that is relaying information and ideas through writing. So that means this portion particularly, they're testing your opinion, like how you will present your opinion on any given topic. So they're going to maybe show you some article, they might be giving you some situation or any current scenario, and they want you to say your opinion. So this needs more of your creativity than the incident report. So here they're giving you like a topic and you are talking about it, or writing about it, okay? So of course you'll be using more your creativity, but rest everything will remain same. You need to maintain the flow of writing, you need to use correct grammar, you need to use correct tenses. Those things are very, very, very important than the length of your written work. So please do not try to just, you know, throw more and more words into your writing, but make sure that whatever you're writing, that is good. If you have written less words and it was grammatically correct, it was making sense, I'm sure you will get better marks if you have written longer or like complete words, but it did not make sense. All right, so make sure that you're focusing on the actual gist of the writing, why they're asking you to do this writing module. There is some reason behind it, right? So make sure that you understand that. Okay, so this, see, even in the strategies, Touchstone have mentioned this thing. Length is not a criteria that we evaluate. If the response is short but well argued, it might receive good evaluation. So this is what they're looking for. They want you to argue well. They want you to present your opinion properly, and that should be clear. when you're presenting your opinion, the reader should be able to say that, yes, okay, this person is trying to go against this, this person is in favor of this, and this is the reason this person is stating this opinion. So that is what is important. And this is intended as a guideline and reflects a generic template for introduction, development, and conclusion. So as I told you before also, make sure that you write 3 paragraphs. First is your introduction, second is your development, that's the body of your letter, and last is your conclusion. So what are you concluding? So that is more important. Make sure that you're using different words, your vocabulary is good, your tenses are good, grammatically it has to be correct. Use your cohesion words. Okay, they have mentioned the same thing here as well, like first, second, third, or then, therefore, finally, etc. They are helpful but basic. So you can use more cohesive words also. You can search on Google. I mean, Google can be your really good friend, right? If you don't have time to go through your grammar books and things, if you have your phone with you, you have your laptop with you, just Google, search about, for cohesive words or, more vocabulary. So you can like find a lot more than you actually know right now, and more than what you expect. So there is a lot more information available on the internet. So try make use of that. Okay, so use personal examples to support your views. Do not try to sound like a robot or something that you have read somewhere. Try to use your own personal experiences whenever you're writing anything, especially when you're putting up some creative thoughts. Try to, mix or be with those thoughts, be with that scenario, how that scenario or how those situations have affected you, or maybe some of your friends, or anybody around you, your society, your community, how that thing has affected you. Why do you think in a certain way? So these things will help you to get better marks, because reader can actually understand from where you are writing those words. Is that really coming out of you, or is that really something that you've mugged up, or it's just like a made up thing? So try to be a little creative, but you can use your personal touch in your writing work. Okay. And of course, because you're giving your opinion, so make sure that you are considering both the benefits and drawbacks of the issue. Definitely you have to stick to, or you have to pick a side because you're arguing on something, but you will be giving pros and cons of both sides of that topic. So if you're stating that, of course, in my opinion, I think this should be done in this way because, so at least state 3 reasons in the body of your letter. So if you're stating at least 3 reasons for like whatever topic is given to you, that will give you enough of sentences, enough of words to complete and to support the argument, the opinion. All right. And then at the end, of course, that's the conclusion that you will be writing. Okay, so like this is the example, and see, your letter should be of 3 paragraphs length, and the words should be between 250 and 300. Like many of you have asked me, what is the word length? So of course, that's why I'm like putting pressure on this thing. The word limit is required for 250 and 300 words. But again, length is not the only criteria to score better. Make sure that you pay attention to the actual flow, to the actual grammar of your written work. That is equally important. And if you are considering writing 3 paragraphs, definitely you'll be able to achieve the length of 250 to 300 words. If you practice in a strategic way, if you time yourself, I'm sure you can achieve this. This is not something that cannot be done. It's just that you're anxious for the word limit and whether you'll be able to complete that in 20 minutes. I think that's enough time. So make sure that you practice to finish your writing in 15 minutes and give yourself enough time to proofread the writing. And then, because you can find your own mistakes when you're proofreading. So many of the mistakes you'll be able to find and correct them. So that will give you enough chance to kind of improve your written work. And that will be very, very helpful to you. Okay, so this example here is like the obesity epidemic worldwide is an increasing worry for public health administrators. In Canada, food producers are required to provide nutritional information about the food that is packaged and sold. Increasingly, restaurant menus also contain caloric information. This type of information is helpful, but public education would be even more powerful. Schools, workplaces, and businesses should be engaged in an effort to support the public in making healthy choices, to unburden our healthcare system from obesity-related diseases and improve the overall condition of society. So this is how your writing task 2 would look like. They'll give you some abstract of some article, and you have to respond to that. You have to give your opinion. So the instructions given here is, you read the statement above in the editorial section of your local newspaper. Write a letter to the editor agreeing or disagreeing with the comments in the editorial above. Clearly express your opinion and provide a rationale for your ideas. Your letter should be 3 paragraphs in length, and you will have 20 minutes to complete the task. Your response should be between 250 and 300 words. Okay, so this is how the writing task 2 would come to you. So you will be reading the article abstract and you will try to understand what they want you to talk about. Okay, so do mind mapping here. They're talking about obesity and they're talking about contribution of schools, businesses, workplaces in checking calories and promoting, healthy food and healthy diet so that obesity can be decreased. And if the obesity is decreasing, so there are lifestyle related diseases which will be decreased as well. So there will be less burden on the healthcare system of Canada. So it's an interesting topic. This is a general topic where you can relate yourself, where you can relate your family to it, like how obesity or lifestyle or food is affecting your health. So this is something very important. It's an intense thing to be discussed even in community and in your family. So this is not something out of the blue. So I think it's a very interesting topic to even present your views at. So let's have a look at it. And before we do that, we will discuss about how you will be writing anything. Okay, so let's discuss about the structure of, letter writing. So there are two types of letter I believe that you're aware of. So it's like formal letters and informal letters. Of course, it's your formal letter writing that they expect you to write here in your second writing task. So let's understand the structure of a formal writing. So a formal letter is always written probably for your office, to your manager, to your supervisor, maybe to the editor. So as this example has just talked about, writing a letter to the editor and, giving your views on that. So there are a few things that you need to be careful whenever you're writing any formal letter, and that would remain same for any or every formal letter that you will be writing. Okay, so let me just try to make it a bit clear to you. Okay, so let's try to understand here. So understand that this is your whole screen. So your writing would always start on the left top corner over here. So you'll start it with to the editor or to the manager. If the newspaper name is given, you can mention the name of the newspaper over here. Okay, and then after this, you will be writing subject to it. Semicolon. The subject is the abstract. It's kind of a short and precise introduction to what you're going to write. So you have to write the subject that, to discuss about the recent article shared. Okay. After this, you can give salutations here. So like to dear sir / madam, or if any particular names are given, you can do that. And then you start your first paragraph. So your first paragraph, as I told you, is going to be an introduction. And because you are trying to bring attention of the editor, so your first paragraph should start something with like, I would like to draw your attention to. whatever the topic is, and then you give a little bit introduction. So the first paragraph need not be too lengthy. It can be, you know, wrapped up, I would say 3 to 4 sentences. And then you go to your next paragraph, which will be explanation of whether you're going in favor of that particular thing, or if you're going arguing against it. So you'll be presenting your views, why you are, you know, thinking in that certain way. So present at least 3 reasons. You can talk about both positive and negative aspects, even though you are against it or you're in favor of it. You can still talk about both. You have to discuss and then finally give your opinion why you're going against or why you're going in favor of it. Okay, so like first, so this can start like with words like firstly or to begin with, you know, anything like that. I wanted to say that, whatever you are trying to say. Then last paragraph is your conclusion. So to conclude whatever you are trying to conclude, or you can say to summarize. Okay, and at the end, so thank you, or thanking you in advance for bringing your, like doing the needful, yours faithfully, so things like that you can end. So that's how you will be writing a formal letter. So this pattern will remain same for all your formal letters. So make sure that you're writing this correctly. Your subject is there and salutation is here. Then your first paragraph starts and then it finishes and you begin the second paragraph and then you're concluding it. So this is kind of a frame of a letter. If this is missing, you've already lost the game. So make sure you do this first, and then of course you'll have to you know, fabricate the whole information, and you have to be more creative and try to make the reader understand with the scenario whether you're talking in favor or against. So let's have a look at this letter. Okay, so let's have a look at this letter over here. So to the editors, I have written subject over here to share my opinion on the recent editorial posted in your newspaper regarding obesity. Salutation, dear sir and madam. I would like to draw your attention to the recent editorial that was posted on so and so date, and then I've explained about the topic. So this is kind of giving reflection of what you're actually going to talk in your letter. So this will give like enough idea for the reader that what you're going to talk about in the letter. So it kind of generates interest of the reader also to read you know, throughout the whole letter. And so this is definitely important. And then you're starting your next paragraph like with first of all or to begin with. You can use any such words. So let me share why these institutes should be involved. So I'm giving reason like why they should be involved. I've used the words like so, hence, these places can be the best to share important information like calorie count, food awareness in pantries and cafeterias. Then I've used word like furthermore. At workplaces and businesses, this can be great influence as under stress, we tend to eat unhealthier. So instead of having carbonated drinks and chips and other fast food, work cafeteria should provide for fruits, juices, and other healthy food options. So like I'm giving my reasons and I'm kind of adding on why this should be done and how that is going to affect our society or how it's going to benefit to reduce obesity. And it will act as a cherry on top to have calorie count on all the foods available, especially if they're given in comparison with healthy and junk food. Last but not the least, such activities by these institutes will help the society to heal not only from obesity, but also from diseases that can result of obesity, like, you know, diabetes, hypertension, and cardiac conditions. And then at the end, of course, it's conclusion, your last paragraph. So to conclude, I strongly agree that schools, workplaces, and businesses should be engaged in making healthy choices to help unburden our healthcare system from obesity-related diseases. I appreciate your effort to highlight such an important topic. Also, I wanted to suggest to please release weekly article on public health as well. yours faithfully, yours thankfully, and your name. If you want, you can leave these last things. I mean, it's up to you, however you would want to take over it. So this is the word length in your Word documents. So whenever you're typing, this will show how many words you've actually written in the in that particular paragraph or in the whole written work. So it shows 311 words. Of course, that's a little bit above it. So of course you can limit it to 300, so you can remove a few things. And this is the way you can practice it. You literally don't have to sit and count the words. And if you're practicing in this way, you're making sure that there is, you know, this thing is written, your subject is written, this is written, your first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, and your ending is correct. You know, half of the job is already done. Okay, and the rest, whatever is remaining, you will be able to do that. So this is all that I wanted to share with you. If you will have still more questions, you can definitely ask me in the inbox. You can write me an email. And if you need help with your speaking and written modules, I provide coaching and sessions for that too. I'll be definitely able to provide you more information and more support with that. Until then, I wish you all very best with your preparation and with your exam and your journey to become a registered nurse. So keep up the good work and try not to lose your confidence. Be informative, like have all the information with you. Go to Touchstone website, and many of your questions will be answered on their website. Actually, it's like a lot more information available over there. So try make use of that. Okay, take care of yourself and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.